Ladies and gentlemen, Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney, tell me, is it the truth? Don't you really get any respect?
Jackie, I don't get no respect at all.
No?
I mean, I remember when I was a kid, we played hide and seek. Well, they wouldn't even look for me. I'll tell you, it's the same thing with my friends, no respect.
No?
Well, my friends tell me when I call them on the phone, I should use a certain signal. Let it ring twice, hang up, and don't call back. I'll tell you though, Jackie, I respect you, you know. You look great. Remember, you look thin.
Well, it's really no problem to look thin.
Really? No problem at all? Well, tell me, how do you look thin?
Just hang around real fat people, that's all.
He really looks great, you know, but I'll tell you, to me, there's something more important than looks, you know? To me, it's underneath what counts. Soul, depth. That's what's important, not looks. I mean, how many times you take a walk in the street, you see a tall, handsome man walking arm in arm with a short, fat, ugly girl. I never saw that. Did you ever see that? I never saw it. I thought I saw that. No, but I mean, looks don't mean nothing. I got a niece, an ugly girl. She got married. She's happy, you know. She married an ugly guy. And today they got two very ugly kids. In fact, they're all so ugly in a family album. They only keep the negatives. Well, I'll tell you, there's always problems, you know? I mean, I just broke up with my psychiatrist. Hey, this afternoon, for the first time, I told him I got suicidal tendencies. He told me from now on I have to pay in advance. I'll tell you, with me, I just can't get a break, you know? I mean, I flew down here from New York to do the show. I never get lucky, like the seat next to me, a pretty girl or something. I always get a loser. I mean, an old man sat next to me. He must have been in his 80s, you know. We had dinner together on a plane. I mean, this guy was old. I asked him to pass me the salt and pepper. He had to make 2 trips. And I tell you, the whole flight, I was nervous. I mean, I got nervous as soon as the pilot made his first announcement. He asked if the Miami airport was open late on Thursday night. I don't know. There's always something, you know. And sometimes I turn to my wife for some understanding. But she's a cold person. She was always cold. I remember the first time I kissed her, I felt guilty. Yeah, because I wanted to open my eyes. And I know when you kiss, you're not supposed to open your eyes. I said to myself, go ahead, don't feel guilty, open your eyes, you know. So I opened my eyes. She was staring at me. Now, I'll tell you, with me, you know, I get in trouble with little things. Like the last time I got a haircut. My wife told me it was terrible. I said to her, why is my haircut terrible? She said, why? Because it looks like you got a haircut. Yeah, she says when you get a haircut, it's not supposed to look like you got a haircut. She said, Harry got a haircut. No one even knew that Harry got a haircut. I said, then how do you know Harry got a haircut? So now I got a new problem. Next week I'm due to get a haircut. And I don't want it to look like I got a haircut. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to find a barber who don't look like he's a barber. I'll tell you what, my wife is always something, you know? And like the other day. The other day she told me she gave me the best years of her life. And what worries me now is, I mean, what's coming up? You know, they say behind every successful man is a woman. Take a good look at me, will you? I mean, can you picture what I got behind me? I mean, even my own house, I don't get no respect. I mean, sometimes I want to take a few drinks. You know, my wife, she hides the bottle. I admit I'm a bad drinker. And I'm not nasty or nothing. But I'll tell you, when I drink, the next day I got to do 2 things. I got to try and locate my car, and I got to bring back the car I took from the Nice here, though, you know. Jackie Gleason Show, they treat you right. Miami Beach, palm trees, everything. It's so nice, you know. So different than my neighborhood. I live in New York on the west side, you know. Rough neighborhood, rough. I'll tell you, I live in the only neighborhood when I plan my budget, I allow for hold-up money. It's a rough neighborhood. I'll tell you, where I live, nobody has respect for the law. Last week on my block, they raffled off a police car. Hey, with 2 cops still in it. And the police station's right on my block. Even the cops are afraid. Only police station I know, the front door has a peephole in it. Now, I'll tell you, there's one cop there that's really tough, though. I saw him the other night. This cop, he's tough. And this cop, he fired 3 warning shots into the guy he was warning. Now, I'll tell you the truth, there's one thing in this country I can't figure out. I mean, the streets aren't safe, parks aren't safe, subways aren't safe, but under our arms we have complete protection. I'll tell you, my kid, you know, he goes to the toughest school in New York. I had to go over there last week. The kid was acting up, you know. I went to see the guidance counselor. And they told me he was out. He'll be back in 1 to 3 years. Now, I'll tell you, my kid's school, forget about history. The kids there, they think Washington crossed the Delaware because he had a girl in Jersey. Oh, it's a rough school. I looked in the graduation book. Each kid has 2 poses, 1 front and 1 profile. And that's where I live, New York, 86th Street, West Side. I live in an older building there, you know. A much older building. I live in a kind of building like when I take a shower, I never get under it right away. The first 5 minutes, I get rust. And while I'm taking a shower, if someone in the building takes a cold drink of water, I get burnt. And I got radiators that whistle. I figured out why they whistle. I mean, heat comes up so seldom, they celebrate. It's a whole thing with them there. And I'll tell you, when things go wrong in the apartment, I get no help from the superintendent. He won't fix a thing. I'm always looking for the super. He won't come up. Last week I tried to trick him. I said, come on up, we're having a party. He said, should I bring something? I said, yeah, a wrench and your galoshes. And I'll tell you something else in my neighborhood I don't like. They're always coming around asking for donations, support different movements, drives, causes. Guy knocked on my door last week. He told me how the Korean people need our help. And he said if I give just $1, then Soo-Goo and his wife and 12 kids, they can have rice for a whole year. And not only can I have rice for a whole year, but the kids all get books and pencils. And Soo-Goo can get a new boat. And they can send 4 kids through college. And I told him I'd be very happy to give Soo-Goo $1 if he would show my wife how to stretch a buck that far, you know?